I was obsessed with money, not in a casual way, not in a I want to be comfortable way. I mean obsessed. Every morning, I didn't check my messages. I checked my bank balance. Every night, I didn't ask myself, was I happy today? I asked, did I move closer to earning more? Money was my measurement of worth. My mood depended on numbers. My confidence depended on transactions. My peace depended on income. If I earned well that day, I felt powerful. If I didn't, I felt like a failure. And slowly, without realizing it, I stopped living. I started calculating. I calculated conversations. I calculated friendships. I calculated opportunities. I calculated time. If something didn't lead to money, I thought it was a waste. If someone couldn't help me grow financially, I thought they were irrelevant. I told myself I was being practical. I told myself I was being responsible. I told myself I was building my future. But deep inside, I was scared. Scared of being broke. Scared of being judged. Scared of being seen as not successful. Scared of failing as a provider. Money wasn't my goal. Money was my shield. And I didn't even know it. I remember one specific night. I was lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. My mind was racing. How will I earn more next month? What business should I start? What if this fails? What if I run out? What if others move ahead? My heart was beating fast. Nothing was happening. But inside me, everything was on fire. That's when it hit me. I had money anxiety, even when I had money. I had urgency, even when there was no emergency. I was not chasing wealth. I was running from fear. Then something happened. It wasn't dramatic. No accident. No hospital scene. No sudden loss. It was smaller than that. And more powerful. I met someone who had far less money than me. But far more peace. He laughed easily. He slept deeply. He didn't check his phone every 5 minutes. He didn't talk about investments. He didn't panic about the future. And I couldn't understand it. How can someone with less be calmer? That question disturbed me more than any financial problem. Because if money equals security, why was I insecure? If money equals freedom, why did I feel trapped? That night I couldn't sleep. Not because I was worried about earning, but because I was questioning everything. For years I believed, once I earn enough, I'll relax. But the definition of enough kept moving. First it was 1 lakh, then 5, then 10, then monthly stability, then business profit, then passive income. There was always another level, another milestone, another target. Peace was always postponed. Happiness after this, calm after that, freedom once I reached there. But there was always another there. I realized something terrifying. If I continued like this, even if I became rich, I would still be restless. Then came the moment that changed everything. I was sitting with my family. They were laughing, talking about something silly, and I was half present, half thinking about money, future, growth, planning. Suddenly I saw it clearly. They were living. I was calculating. They were experiencing the moment. I was negotiating with tomorrow. And for the first time, I felt poor. Not financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. I had trained my nervous system to stay in survival mode. Even when I was safe. Even when I had enough. Even when nothing was wrong. My body didn't know how to relax. My mind didn't know how to stop chasing. That's when I understood. Obsession with money is not about money. It's about control. It's about fear. It's about identity. I had made money my identity. If I earned, I was valuable. If I struggled, I was nothing. That's a dangerous place to live. Because money fluctuates. Business fluctuates. Markets fluctuate. Life fluctuates. If your worth depends on fluctuation, you will never feel stable. And that's exactly what was happening to me. Then something even more shocking happened. I stopped chasing for 1 week. Not completely, but I stopped forcing. I stopped checking numbers every hour. I stopped obsessing about next move. I focused on being calm, on regulating my breath, on sitting without urgency. And something unexpected happened. Ideas came, clearer than before. Conversations became smoother. Opportunities felt natural, not desperate. It was like the moment I stopped squeezing life. Life started flowing. And I realized something mind-blowing. Urgency was blocking me more than poverty ever did. When you operate from fear, you make tight decisions. When you operate from calm, you make powerful decisions. Money loves clarity, not panic. I used to think, if I relax, I'll become lazy. But the truth, when I relaxed, I became sharper, more focused, more creative, more magnetic. I wasn't pushing anymore. I was aligned. And here's the biggest surprise of all. The more detached I became from money, the healthier my relationship with it became. I stopped worshiping it. I stopped fearing it. I stopped chasing it like oxygen. And I started treating it like a tool. A powerful tool. But just a tool. Not my identity. Not my worth. Not my life. There was one sentence that changed everything for me. If you lost all your money tomorrow, would you still respect yourself? That question hit hard. Because for years, my answer would have been no. Today, my answer is yes. Because I know my value is not in my balance. It's in my mindset, my resilience, my creativity, my ability to rebuild. Money can disappear. Skills don't. Character doesn't. Calmness doesn't. And when you have those, money becomes a byproduct, not the purpose. Now don't misunderstand me. Money is important. Very important. It gives comfort. It gives options. It gives protection. But obsession steals peace. It turns goals into anxiety. It turns ambition into pressure. It turns dreams into deadlines. And slowly, you forget why you even wanted money in the first place. Was it for freedom? Or ego? Was it for security? Or validation? Was it for family? Or comparison? Those are uncomfortable questions, but powerful ones. Today, I still work. I still plan. I still build. But I don't worship. I don't panic. I don't tie my heartbeat to my income. If money comes, I'm grateful. If money slows, I'm steady. Because I know something now that I didn't know before. Peace is not a reward for success. Peace is the foundation of success. Read that again. Peace is not something you earn after making money. Peace is what allows you to make money sustainably. When your nervous system is regulated, your thinking becomes clearer. When your mind is calm, your decisions become smarter. When you're not desperate, you become attractive. Not just to people, to opportunities, to growth, to abundance. I was obsessed with money until I realized I was actually obsessed with fear. And once I faced that fear, money stopped controlling me. Now I control my relationship with it. And that changed everything. If you're listening to this and you feel the same urgency, the same pressure, the same restless need to figure it all out immediately. Pause. Breathe. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are not less than anyone. Your worth is not your wallet. Your value is not your income. And your peace should never be the price you pay for ambition. Build wealth, but don't lose yourself building it. Chase goals, but don't sacrifice your nervous system for them. Earn money, but don't let it become your identity. Because the day you detach from fear is the day you become truly powerful. And trust me, that power attracts more than obsession ever will. If this touched something inside you, share it with someone who needs to hear this today.